Megan Morris from Megan Morris TV. I have a very special guest with me today. It's really exciting because she's been a HGTV star and Hotel Impossible and all kinds of great stories. So really excited to get going. Today we have Ann Rue.
How are you?
Good, good.
So happy to be here.
Thank you. Thanks so much for being here.
It's fun.
It's
always fun to see you.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Well, so we're involved in some organizations together, which is really fun, and we both received some awards at the GOBA not too long ago, so it's fun to get together.
Yeah, it's always fun. We should be best friends.
Yes. The same laugh and everything. So tell us, how long have you been in business?
19 years.
So wow.
I know, I look very young.
I
started when I was 12.
I know, I believe you. And it's funny because we both have similar. We both started off in fashion design.
We did.
So yeah, tell us about your story.
So my first degree was in fashion design, and I wanted to go to school at FIT in New York, and my father wouldn't let me. He was like, "No, I'm not sending my baby to New York." So I ended up going to the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale, and really, really loved it. But when you finish fashion design school and you're in Florida, it's like, what do I do now?
Right.
I'm not in New York. I'm not in Milan. So, so I floundered. Did you have any of that floundering point? I did.
I think everybody does.
Yeah, I was a waitress. I was a nanny. I was the worst waitress in the world.
But you know what? Being a waitress teaches you so much about people. I think it's one of those skills that I think everybody should try.
Totally. Yeah. And I would be a much better waitress right now. Like, if I was a waitress today, I would be on it, but I wasn't good at it.
And isn't it funny how if you've been a waitress, you respect that?
Totally.
When somebody's waiting, I'm so appreciative.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to multitask
it's so
like
hard.
that.
And they're multitaskers and they can get anything done. Totally. Especially bartenders.
Yes.
I've got one employee that used to be a bartender, and when I interviewed her, I'm like, "Oh, you are hired."
Yeah. Exactly. So now I know you used to do other kinds of design. So tell me about. You start off in boats, or?
Well, so basically, I started doing model merchandising for a firm locally.
Okay.
And then I was asked, kind of through the grapevine how it happened, to start designing luxury motor coaches. And again, it's a totally different animal.
Right.
And but the pay was really good.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
I was
fun.
like, yeah, I can do that.
So rock stars. And
yeah.
all kinds
you know what? It's so funny. You've got the rock stars. You got the race car drivers.
Right.
And then you have your normal, really, really wealthy pig farmers that don't fly. I kid you not. Pig farmers have more money than
Really?
Yeah, and if they could have gold threads running through their fabric, they would. I mean,
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
It was very, very interesting. So, but anyway, so it was a lot of fun. And one of the buses that I did, a yacht company saw it, and they asked me to do their yachts. Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't realize that the bus company was going to get mad that I was doing a yacht. So then I got fired, and that's how I started my own business.
Oh, isn't that funny how close the door on one thing opens another? And,
totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And if anyone thinks you just start out one day and you're successful, and it's not. You have a lot of ups and downs, and every loss goes to the next win.
Right. So now your business has grown, and now you have all these different divisions. So tell us about what you do.
It has. I was a fashion designer, interior designer. I wasn't a business person. I never went to business school. So,
right. We learned the hard knocks, right?
Hard knocks. And the best advice I could ever give is do what you're good at doing and hire people to do the stuff that you're not good at.
Exactly.
And I just instinctively knew that going in this. And right before the crash is kind of, the economic crash, 2008, whatever it was.
Right.
We started kind of branching out and doing different divisions. We weren't just doing residential. We were also doing multifamily housing, model merchandising, and then we started senior housing as well, which is huge here in Florida.
Yes.
So that helped us a lot to diversify. And then I hired my first business coach about 5 years ago. And that was life-changing for our business.
Really?
Mm-hmm, it really was. And since then, I still have that business coach. I've had, another one since then that do different things, like these mentors. You really do need that in order to grow your business.
Right.
If you're not a business major, which I wasn't.
Right.
I'm just a designer.
We like it pretty.
Exactly.
We know how to make it pretty, but no, it is a whole different animal.
It is, and now that I've gotten into the business side of it, I really appreciate it more, and I love the research. I love, the marketing part of it, even though marketing is not my favorite thing, and it's like the biggest part of what you've got to do.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's very important.
Totally. Totally.
Why we're here today.
Exactly.
One of the reasons.
Exactly.
And it's so much fun to get to talk to our audience. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. We love to keep the interaction going. I'm sure you're going to have lots of questions and comments because Anne has all kinds of fun things to talk about. So tell us about HGTV and how you got involved with that.
So it's really interesting. I have 3 boys, and so and I started my business when I was pregnant with my first son, my oldest. And so I've always had nannies, and I have had this nanny, Katie, that would work in my office with me during the day, and then she'd go pick the kids up from school. And she had known that I watched Design Star and loved it, and so she said, they have an open casting call in Fort Lauderdale. I think you should go. And I'm like, really? Like, who's going to watch the kids? She's like, I'll watch the kids. And so I got one of my crazy girlfriends, and we went down to Fort Lauderdale, you know, for the weekend.
Had some fun, too.
Yeah, we did. And I auditioned. I'd never been in front of a camera before and never done TV.
Wow.
And, you know, I wasn't afraid of it. So they liked me. And they sent me to New York. They did all this stuff, and then they called me back about 2 weeks later, and they said, we're so sorry, you're the first alternate, and the likelihood that you're going to get on the show is really low. And I was bummed, totally bummed. And I was like, well, you know, what do I do next? And they said, well, you can try out next year. Just send us a video, blah, blah, blah. So it was a much easier process, and I got on it for season 8.
Right.
It was a lot of fun.
Oh, it looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you know, I met like all the people that I was on the show with. You're completely sequestered.
Right.
No communication with the outside world, no cell phones, no nothing. So you become really good friends with the people that you're there with.
Of course,
so nice.
of course. And then that led to the Hotel Impossible.
Yeah, so Hotel Impossible, which is another reality show, but you know, not in the, you know, somebody gets kicked off every week kind of thing.
Right.
And they look to HGTV Design Star for these designers because they know how to be on TV.
Right.
And Hotel Impossible is a whole different animal because you really do it in about 3 days. It's a 5-day shoot, but as you know, with camera time and construction, and the cameras can't be rolling while construction is going on. So you have I would go like 10 days prior to the site, get a design plan together, and then we'd, you know, finish it 2.5 weeks later.
Wow.
It's crazy.
This is fast.
Really, really fast.
People working 24 hours a day.
24 hours a day.
See, people don't realize that all the behind the scenes when they see, same thing when we do zombie house flipping, they think that it's done so fast because it looks like it on the show, but we're scrambling.
Yeah, spoiler alert, HGTV doesn't do it in a week either. They don't do it in 3 days. They really don't. So, you know, it's not real.
Yeah, I know.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. So don't get too frustrated with your contractors.
Exactly, because real life is real life.
Right.
TV is a whole different animal.
Right. So tell us, like, some of the things you're seeing right now, and I know we talk about trends all the time, and I know you're always ahead of the curve. So
well, it's interesting because for me in my job, I'm trying to be totally ahead of the trend.
Right.
You know, because we want it to, you know, look on trend 5 years from now. But you know, and classic is classic, and when you keep it classic, it's going to last a little bit longer. But modern is still here. It really is. The Art Deco thing is really coming about. What I'm seeing is the mid-century modern, the shiplap, all of that kind of stuff. I love Fixer Upper too. I love Joanna. But you're going to start to see a little bit of a downturn on that.
Right.
The cleaner, simpler. Get rid of your tchotchkes, people.
Right.
Get rid of the tchotchkes.
Yeah.
You know, I call them dust collectors.
I know.
You know, less is more.
Less. That's good.
Definitely.
Got to keep remembering that.
Exactly.
So it's so easy when you're trying to do your own house. You keep getting more stuff, thinking you're making the difference, and there's too much all of a sudden. So.
Yeah, and the other thing is that Marie Kondo, you know, again, I love her show.
Yes.
No, she doesn't speak English, but she's got a hit television.
I know, isn't it amazing? And everything is so logical. Like, yeah, exactly. We should be doing that all the time.
I know. But you know, when you're living in it and it's your stuff, you don't see your stuff.
I know.
And you know, you got to take that inventory, and that's what I do for interior design. I come into somebody's house and I'm like, why is the furniture placed this way? And they're like, well, I don't know. It's just the way it was when we got there. And then you don't see it anymore.
Right.
So it's like, no, this should be moved. It seems simple, but it's not.
No, it's not. And it's funny because I love her philosophies, but you know, when I look at my own closet, for example, you know, I do have a lot of things that are too small.
We're going to get back into that. We will get back into that outfit.
And I'm like, they should think that it doesn't bring you joy anymore. Well, it does. It brings me a lot of joy because I remember how good I looked in that outfit.
Exactly.
It might have been years ago, but it was.
Or before the third or fourth kid or whatever it was. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
saving
good
those
memories,
pants.
good memories. But with tchotchkes, I know we gotta get rid of those.
You know, it's just less is more. And, you know, you go into some of these home stores and they're everywhere, you
Right.
know, and then you get one as a gift and it's just like, tone it down.
Yes,
Tone it down.
yes, I know. I've got cupboards full of things like that, just lots of little things that I don't really part with, but I know I don't want them all out.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, put them in a bin.
It's funny because either with kids or with dogs, I've had to put a lot of stuff up anyway because my
Totally.
dog's tail will knock everything off.
Totally.
I could never have this in my house.
No. Hey, I've got 3 boys, and there's usually a football being thrown
Right,
somewhere.
right,
So I'm
right.
like, listen, that lamp is expensive. Don't get near it.
I know. So what do you do with families when you're doing interior design in a house and they want to do everything white and perfect and they have a bunch of kids? Do you
Well, you know,
try to
and
steer
that's
them?
exactly my house too. So what's really great is that we have all these performance fabrics now.
Yes.
And there's a wonderful spray that I can't think of the name right now, but we do spray it on all of our residential products. And it basically just puts a layer on the fabric that, you know, it doesn't feel like it's on there,
Right.
but it will repel. And if you get there quick enough, you know, you can get it up and things like that. But
Right.
yeah, all of the people that I do design for live in their homes, have
Right.
kids, have pets, especially the rugs. You know, you put down a $12,000 rug and then the dog pees on it. You know, it's just like, no. But it happens.
Right.
So you have to protect it. And
So
Scotch
that
Guard
protection will help it?
Yeah. Scotch
Okay,
Guard
so
won't do it. Yeah.
It's better than Scotch Guard.
Absolutely.
Well, that's good to know.
So we treat all of our fabrics and rugs and things like that with
Hopefully
that
I can
product.
do that after the fact.
Yeah. Exactly. Not after it's already been peed on by the dog.
No, I already have that, but it's been cleaned, but still.
Exactly. I know. It was $12,000 rug.
I know, but I love it. So are there any styles that you really don't like or that you see that are a problem?
Wallpaper borders? No, I don't even think there's those anymore. But you know, I'm a huge wallpaper fan.
I love I do too.
It never went out
Right.
for me.
The borders are like really cuts down the room, and yeah, we don't see those anymore. You're right. I don't even know if they sell those together.
No,
anymore.
and what's really interesting, do you remember the Laura Ashley
course.
prints and the flowers and all that kind of stuff?
Yes.
Well, a version of that is coming back, and it's so funny because
good.
I call it old lady chic.
Yeah, it is. But
It's old lady chic.
my old bedroom.
Yeah.
From my childhood was Laura Ashley, and it's the walls, the fabrics, everything, and it's still that way. It looks like I was still in high school when you go back home.
Keep it because it's coming back in.
Coming back.
And everything does. Everything
Yeah.
comes back in.
Right.
It really does. But if you take good care of it and it's, you know, in good shape, it will come back around in a version. Like I think Elle Decor had something about if you have a preserved pink and black and white bathroom, they wanted to see pictures of it. You know, because think about it. In the 50s, early 60s, that was it. The pink,
Yes.
the white, the black.
Oh, it sounds beautiful.
It's on trend again.
Isn't that funny? It does come around if you keep it perfect, right?
Exactly.
Which is hard to do.
Very hard to do, especially with kids.
Yeah. Yes. So are there any areas you don't like seeing wallpaper though? That maybe does like I always worry with bathrooms. I think
Exactly.
they look great in bathrooms, but sometimes the steam. What do you think
The
about
steam and in kitchens, and that in the olden days, you know,
Right.
when I was born.
Hey.
You know, wallpaper.
I'm older than you.
I know, you are not. But that's where they would put them is kitchens and bathrooms,
right.
and I would say probably the least favorite places to put wallpaper.
Right.
You know, I love putting wallpaper on ceilings, unexpected places.
Yes.
Love the dining room.
I do too.
Master bedroom.
I put some in my my cabinet where I have the dishes and the glassware.
It's beautiful.
It looks pretty as the background.
Or if you have an open bookcase.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
great.
So it's kind of fun to find new places.
Exactly. And it just adds so much, especially if you're not going to do architectural details. That adds so much to the room.
Right. Well, any other trends that you see coming our way?
Color is coming back.
Okay.
It really is. More of the jewel tones, which we've lost for a while. But I try to warn people about color. Like color, I love it. But don't go crazy.
Right.
You know, in proportion, or you know, your staple, your big pieces, keep them pretty neutral, and add in new pillows.
That's what we do with staging as well.
Exactly.
I tell people all the time, it's very different. Staging is very different than interior design. 'Cause you're living in the house. It's for somebody specific, and we're looking more on the resale part of it.
Yes.
So we're always like downplaying all the bold colors on the walls. But,
Yes.
But put it in the pillows. Put it in the artwork.
Exactly.
That's
It's something
fun.
you can change. Something you can change.
Exactly. What's your favorite color?
Oh gosh, the rainbow. I mean,
Really?
I
You like everything?
I love everything. My hair's been every color of the rainbow. I'll tell you that.
Well, it matches our roses today.
It does. It does. I'm on trend. But I would say green is one of my favorites. Orange is a good second best. And
oh, yeah, green
blue,
looks good on you.
Thank you. Blue never goes out of style. It just doesn't. Navy is always on point. Any shade of blue. Greens, you get different. You get the sea foam, the green, blue, but blue is always consistent.
Yeah, I like blue, as you can see.
Yeah.
We have a lot of blue in our logos. So is there anything else that's really fun that you'd like to talk to us about? Because I know you see all kinds of design everything. Is there anything else that you want to...
You know, I love hotel design, and I still haven't done a boutique hotel yet, but I want to.
Yes.
So bad. And I think that's where you can really just have so much fun, because nobody actually lives there. You know, it's just got to be, that Instagrammable moment. It's got to be... I was just in New York, and I stayed at Central Park, and it was amazing. They had, like, all of these organic foliage and stuff on walls, and it's just... so awesome. I'd love to do a boutique hotel.
Okay. Well, you hear that out there? She's available for
I'm
boutique
available.
hotels.
Call me.
Call me. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
It was so much fun.
It is fun. It's always fun learning about you and learning about the trends. So
thank you.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Please follow us, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you. That was so much fun.
That's fun.
We gotta go have cocktails.
Yeah.